That means we're live.
Well, hello there, and this is Auntie and Bishop and the live studio audience.
Yeah.
Or at least some of them. Some of them are a little camera shy. If this is your first time being here, y'all, we are doing a live Q&A session talking all things ready to love. And usually at this point in time, I would click this button and I would go into my intro song. But guess what? The people who created, wrote, sung, let me stop, sang my intro are here in the building. Yes. So we got J Song for you. And my girl who is a professional singer, Rashida, and they're going to be singing the song live and in living color. Put your hands together, bitches, and big show.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs, auntie's advice.
Everybody needs.
A sweet old auntie. And you know,
Crazy mom.
auntie's body needs a sweet old auntie. Auntie's advice. A sweet old auntie, auntie's advice.
Auntie.
Woo.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Won't y'all do that acapella, please? I felt like it was a whole lot going on. We're going to do one bar of that acapella because I need y'all to see that these people know how to sing around here.
Come on, real song. Come on, real song.
Okay, if you could just oblige me.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs auntie's advice.
Yes. She really sings.
She can sing. I don't even try to duplicate it. I've never tried to sing it on my channel. Not an every day. Okay? Because I know what I can do and what I can't do. Anyway, you all, thank you all so much for being a part of the original broadcast that we just did, talking and recapping the review. You all overwhelmed me. At first I thought it was 1,600, but I saw that it was 1,800 of you all live and in living color. Thank you all so much for your support, for your love. Bishop, thanks you. Bishop, tell them real quick where they can find you on YouTube, because you blowing up. You know, you get phone numbers and you know the text messages and all that. We want to make sure, women, that you clearly know how to get in contact with this.
They can show up with me every Tuesday and Thursday on Let's Talk to Cutler here on YouTube. Every Tuesday and Thursday live at 8 o'clock. I'm just trying to offer some inspiration, motivation. You know, Auntie, trying to make sure we show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. Doesn't mean today was a wash, but we got a chance to show up a little bit better.
Absolutely. And he's looking like a hot drop of chocolate while doing so. Okay.
So let's talk about you for just a moment. You look amazing.
Thank you. I had a glam squad, trust me. It takes a lot of work to make me look like this. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. What we want to do is we just want to be authentic, right? And so although we've talked about concepts on how to do this Q&A, we're going to just let it flow, right? Because everything here on Auntie's Advice channel is basically what it is. It's real. It's not something that we went and rehearsed. Everything you're going to be hearing from these individuals who have chosen to be on camera, and those who are not, make sure that you scream out, yell out, do whatever you want to do. We're going to genuinely talk about relationships. And we're also going to talk about the show. If you have any questions that you are just burning to ask, please let Raydella or Mary Grace know, and they will text those to me. I have my phone here, and they'll text those questions to us so you can be a part of this. We are unfortunately sitting so far away that we can't see super chats, and we're not able to see the chat. But if you want to ask a question and it's just a burning fire down up in your soul,
Right.
please let the moderators know, and they will text those questions to me, and we'll answer those as well. So if there's anybody here that wants to start off with a comment about the reunion, a comment about a relationship, a question for Bishop and I, let's just flow freely so that we can get started, y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we have a question?
Well, I'm disappointed. I don't know about the questions, but I'm disappointed. Is my boy Joel?
Yeah.
Have you heard? From the start, I really have my faith and trust in him, and I thought I liked what I was seeing between the two of them. And then after what happened, I'm just a little saddened.
No. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You're saddened because you have faith and trust in him and the relationship, or just him as a man?
I just thought what he was doing was authentic. I didn't think that he would do that to her. I thought that at least they would give it a shot after the show.
Yeah.
I really thought so. I thought he had maybe been a player in his day, but he's what, 40, 50, whatever.
With twins.
Yeah, something that at this point, that's just residue, but he's becoming he's a different man now with the same lingo. So I thought he was
Yeah, I kind of was hoping even too, and I'm still hoping they can kind of make a connection and fix a wrong, but I don't know. She
shouldn't go back.
She shouldn't go back now. I was hoping on part one, but then by the end of part two, I was like, no, she just need to move on. Yeah.
Do you think he showed a lot of who he was earlier when she had an issue with him, when she said, you were willing to trade me in because you were willing to take Kyra home? Remember that whole apology thing? Mm-hmm. Did you think that sort of left some scars with her? That maybe she was hanging on to a little something that may have revealed a little bit about who he was?
I think that's definitely a red flag. For one incident, they had like one incident, I guess one argument or whatever that occurred in their conversation, and for him to immediately just dismiss her that quick and choose another woman, a woman that he wasn't even essentially even looking at first. I definitely think that was like a dart thrown at her face. Like, so I definitely feel like what has now been revealed was always what was it within him, that at any point in time he'll probably dismiss her or whatever if it gets too tough. Because he was always concerned about her personality or aggressiveness and her clinginess. However, though, I think his dismissiveness was also a part of fear. I think it was some fear there because of the fact he always brought up her being territorial and clingy. But I don't think that she was necessarily too clingy in the beginning. I think she just knew what she wanted. She liked him. I think that, though, I do think that he's probably still grieving from his previous wife. And I think versus him just being honest and communicating about that, because I understand him saying, I'm not ready for her to come to my house yet. I'm not ready for her to be around my kids yet. I think for Joe, both of them are single parents, but her role in being a single parent was different than his. He lost his wife. And I think for her, she should be able to be more understanding that he probably still needs some more time. She's a new woman coming in. This is, I guess, maybe his first time dating. And this is new. This is a new experience for him and his children. So I think for her, I think she should probably been a little bit more understanding, but he didn't communicate that. So this is my assumption. Maybe maybe he's healed and maybe he's fine. But I'm quite sure that there is still some reservation as a single dad. Am I sure that she's the one? And she didn't really give him the opportunity to really kind of date, because she was so like, no, so he didn't really get an opportunity to be able to see if she really is the one or not, because he didn't really get to, date other women.
But he fed that though.
So and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that he could have done better at that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Tommy made it a point to say, and I think that Tommy said it for a reason, that you opened up in the beginning indicating that you have a problem with communicating.
Mhm.
Could that have been the issue? And I think that although Joel said no, that was the issue.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't communicate,
Mhm.
right? But also, I believe that he should not have went to her house to see her kids.
I agree.
I think that you should do unto others as you would have others to do unto you. So
Indeed.
if you did not want her at your house, at no time should you have
Been to hers.
been to hers
It was
or met her
misleading.
kids.
I think it was definitely misleading.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't communicating.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nashai Allen said, "How do you feel about Alexa sleeping with AJ? Did she sleep with AJ?
Absolutely.
She did.
Yeah,
During the show, or after
absolutely.
the show?
Doing the show.
Who slept with
Yeah.
AJ?
Absolutely, yes. Mhm.
Oh, so
Alexis?
that's why
Yeah.
she was being messy
Yes,
and
that's what-
dirty.
Mhm.
Who she
Yeah.
slept with?
Who
This is
slept
the
with
wavy
AJ?
haired Christian woman.
The
The
fly.
wavy, the
Oh,
fly. Alexis the
Alexis
fly.
the
I don't like. When I
The
see
one-
them,
Look at you.
the needy,
So she
desperate one.
slept
The
with
needy,
him.
desperate one. The needy-
Absolutely, that has been the rumor that she was sleeping with him.
AJ.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And guess what?
Wow.
That's why he didn't choose her.
That's
Yeah,
why.
but
I
you know what?
asked-
She showed herself, and he was like, you know, he probably that's why he
No.
didn't choose. He probably said, I don't want nobody that fly Betty all around. Yeah.
Right.
He
And
got what he
here's the
needed.
thing. That was one of the reasons why I asked you men earlier when he was asked by Tommy, which one of these women do you want? He said, it ain't Alexis.
Huh?
Because he'd already had
Oh.
Because he already, and I asked you.
Keep talking. Keep
Ooh.
talking.
And I think that was why but I asked you all to try to gauge where,
Oh, okay.
but he was like, it ain't Alexis. And she was,
Oh. So I didn't have that.
she
Look at you.
okay.
She irritated me the entire show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
she
Nobody
did.
pick her. She wanted to
Okay.
know who wished.
That's why I asked.
She
I
wanted
get it.
to
I
know
get
who
it.
kissed who and all
Yeah.
that.
And
She was
who
doing
did
way
it.
too
Right.
much.
She was trying to control too many situations.
But then wanted to be Christian all about that too
Right.
in the next sentence.
Well, I think that was a storyline by the producers, promoted by the producers,
Mhm.
because wasn't ever saved about her. Other than the fact that she was with a pastor,
Wow.
and she didn't want other women to answer, pick up the phone.
Mm.
She didn't want other women to call. I don't think that
Uh-huh.
I didn't see her display Christianity in anything.
Mm.
All right.
And as I said, Ron said, you see my grandmother's Bible there. On another interview, Ron indicated in that interview that he was talking about Christ more. Not that Christ, Christianity. Okay, because let me keep it cute. Okay, but he was talking about Christianity more than she was, and the reason why he felt pressured to do so was because the producers allegedly had this storyline that they wanted to concoct for her.
Mhm.
So he felt pressured to try to push that
Okay.
or promote that. You understand what I mean?
Mhm.
And so because of that, she got treated by Ron a certain way and a certain way by AJ, which is, I believe, is the same thing that Kyra was talking about with Jason.
Wow.
Because when she started talking about the celibacy, and Kyra mentioned it, Kyra was like, well, he talking to her about celibacy. Well, he ain't talking to me about that.
Mm.
Wow.
When he rap tapping and knocking up on my door.
Oh.
But Kyra didn't seem to make it an issue though. Liz made it an issue. Right?
But I think what she's trying to say is the fact that Jason, he used his explanation to say why he chose her is because of purity also. When that wasn't necessarily, he wasn't leading with that either in the beginning.
With
He
Kyra.
never had a conversation. He never talked about, to me, spirituality in the beginning. And now all of a sudden, because
Now he saved, sanctified, fire,
Yeah.
baptized, born again, and all of that kind of
But I
stuff.
thought he was talking about when he gave her the
Speaking with utterance
but
of
that
tongues,
came,
as
that's
the
what
Holy
I'm saying.
Ghost
So
gives
for Kyra,
utterance
it's like, where is that coming from now?
Maybe
You know,
when she
yeah.
curved herself, pull that out of him.
And probably
Maybe when
so.
she curved herself, pull that out of him. Because when you have no expectations, men do what they want to do. But when you
Ah.
set
But I think
expectations,
still, even when, if we go back to when
Why we
Liz
always gotta
met,
be the responsible one? Why do we have to be the
but
responsible
even when
one?
Liz met the friends, and the friend was kind of making fun of her spiritual, like, what this? He didn't
Yes,
even defend her.
yes.
He didn't defend her from a
Right.
spiritual perspective that he liked
You
that.
better read.
So
sis.
to me, I feel like that's not real and that's not genuine. Because to me, in that meeting, Liz did leave with spirituality, and she was confident in who she was. And the friend was like, "Oh, she came over here like
Super spiritual.
yeah, whatever." And he
Mhm.
never made a comment to defend her
On camera.
on camera.
On camera, Bishop.
On camera.
He
And that's
never
what- and
spoke up to defend it.
Yeah.
Never. He just let the friend say, and he was like, you know,
But
they-
see, that could have been a function of production too.
But that still matters though, because I feel like
Yes.
if he did say it on
Right.
camera, what you do in public matters too. Don't
Yes, it
don't
does.
defend me in
Right.
private. And then
Because
publicly
even
you
God says,
embarrass
if you
me.
deny me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna deny you.
Right.
That's right.
So
I mean, I'm just saying.
You just say it.
Yeah.
It's in the book.
that matters.
But did he say that?
It's in
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah, he did.
But I wanted to ask you your opinion about how your girl looked at that at the reunion, because you talked about her wet and wavy hair the whole
Oh
time.
my goodness.
You talked about Alexis Fly the whole time.
And,
But and she didn't look like she didn't have that whole wet and wavy thing. Yeah, but she looked different. What do you think about her look?
I thought she looked the same way she been looking.
Like a fly.
I saw no improvement.
all of this going on.
Yeah, all of it, that's why in homage. I didn't think that she did anything that matter of fact, I thought she should have chosen a different wig. But if we're gonna talk about wigs, we have to discuss Kyra's.
Yes.
Because
that was
Kyra
good.
looked like she had a
Yeah.
baseball cap on
Oh.
sideways.
Yeah,
That wig was atrocious. It
done?
was sitting out on it. She
it
had the
wasn't
nerve
good.
to sling that sucker in the
Wow.
back right
They
there.
didn't present
Your
Kyra
wig,
as like,
Nettie,
and makeup
it
wasn't
just-
always.
Her wigs didn't look good the whole
No.
season.
What did y'all think about?
Nor the makeup.
What did you think about Renisha's dress?
Oh
God.
I thought it was a little leprechaunish, a little St. Patrick's Day parade.
Too much.
It was too much.
And then
It
it was,
was
I
too
thought it was
much.
longer, it was short. So when she was sitting on the couch, all her thighs, it was just too much.
What's that? A wig like a construction helmet.
It did. I mean, danger, hard hat area.
Yeah.
So that's funny what people look at, because I wasn't looking at wigs at all. Yeah, I didn't look at wigs. And when I saw
So we don't.
Venetia-
That's not what we
Yeah, when I saw Venetia, you also she looked like a leprechaun.
You didn't see that.
That green dress?
It was
Well,
too much.
That
So-
green dress was a lot.
So, well, I wasn't looking at the dress.
She looked good in it.
Let them
She
have
looked
She
good in
was
it.
Yeah.
showing the body
Yeah,
out.
she got the body.
Yeah. That's
Okay, so here's a question. Here is our first question.
Uh-oh.
Our first question is coming from Amy, and she
Hey,
says, was Liz Jason's second choice?
Yeah.
I'll let the men answer that.
Who's Jason? Which one is Jason?
Tanaga.
I think Liz probably was
With the teeth and the
Jason's second choice. I think
Like
Jason.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Jason
Yes,
was hoping.
she was.
Jason was hoping to have established a relationship with Kyra,
Right.
but when that didn't,
That fell through.
that fell through. I don't think that just sort of fizzled. And then Liz was his second choice, and I think Liz is aware of that. I think
Yeah.
he said I wanted Kyra, but Kyra didn't
But,
voice anything.
but he's also Liz's second choice.
I'm about to say
She
second-
wanted the Dawson with the
They-
beard.
Yeah, because she was
She
like,
wanted-
David
That's
got
right.
my
They were
heart.
going to
David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David got my heart.
So that's why I don't think she's offended by
No.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were in the game.
I would have liked to get to know you, but okay, well, I'm gonna get to know him.
Yeah.
Right.
Amy Klein also asks, okay, wait a minute. I think that's the one she wanted me to ask. Do you think that Joel is still in love with his ex-wife? Absolutely.
Yes.
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 Absolutely. It's not easy to lose somebody and you never get that closure, right?
Right.
As many of you all know, my baby daddy passed away from congestive heart failure. And while I wasn't in love with him, I loved him, right?
Right.
Because of his position in my life. It takes a while to get over a grieving partner, if you will. So it does. It takes a while. So yeah, I think that he just you don't really get the closure, even though he has said multiple times that they had conversations
Yeah.
about
Right.
what will happen. I guess she had stage 4, cancer. So, but it's still just having them gone.
How long had it been since she? Did he say?
I don't know. I can't remember
But
if he
Venetia-
said. Y'all let us know in the comment section.
Did Venetia ever show any sensitivity towards that? Like, did they ever show them on camera? Because I know
No.
some couple.
No.
So that's
No.
I think that also is
Mhm.
something too. To I mean, to never show any sensitivity towards
Oh yeah, you could be
your
right.
ex-wife. I mean,
I
like
don't want-
just coming in trying to replace her basically,
Mhm.
but never acknowledging her role. I don't know.
Okay, so Caramel Oboto says she was no longer his wife when she passed, but that's not meant to take away from his loss.
Oh no, that
I know
that changes things
Oh
in
yeah,
my
I
mind.
didn't know that.
Mhm.
I didn't know
Okay,
that.
let's talk about
So
them
where'd
being
she get
divorced.
her tea from?
I don't know.
Oh,
Caramel, where'd you get that TV?
Yeah,
We
tell
don't
me where
know.
you get that tea from? What's
We
your
don't
source?
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the receipt.
Yeah, we need a little bit of receipt.
But just because, but even if they weren't man and wife at the time, that still doesn't mean that he didn't love her.
Yeah,
Right.
That's just because I wasn't
Yeah.
with my baby daddy. Like I
Yeah.
said, I wasn't with him like that,
Yeah.
but I still
Yeah.
loved him. He's
Yeah.
my baby daddy.
High five.
Yeah.
Okay, High Vibe says, how do you feel about productions interfering with the cast interests? Based on what the cast has said, interviews, they are prompted by production to date certain people.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
How do y'all feel? I think Bishop and I have kind of covered that
Yeah.
throughout the season.
Yeah,
You could see that.
yeah.
But sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, right?
But that's not really good. That's not authentic, right?
Yeah.
You want me to stay?
Well, they say that reality TV is 50% reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that the bigger question is who life has been altered because of the way the production
Right.
Yeah.
has shown them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we may never know that.
We
Right.
we
They
don't
never
know
know.
what the financial repercussions,
Right.
especially somebody like Troy,
Mhm.
That's right.
and Deirdre being weak.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, he said he was weak. He said, Bernicia, you know, man, that's a strong woman right there. You know, I ain't trying to mess with no Bernicia.
And I think Davis probably has, and I think that's why David wanted to kind of quote unquote come back and give
Yes.
a fake apology
Yeah.
because before I'm quite sure he's been getting chewed out about his
Yeah.
aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
I think all of that apology was disingenuous because it's now he's trying to save face
Yeah.
and
Yes.
clean up his name
Yes.
basically.
Yes.
and clean it up. And I know that the young ladies have talked about both Stacy and Chrysanthemum have talked about some of the effects that they have gone through. Chrysanthemum had to actually come out and say, look, I'm not a 2-year rookie airline stewardess. I've been doing this for 15, 20 years in the game.
Mhm.
So I think that, you know, people have been affected
Mhm.
Mhm.
by how they were
Yeah.
portrayed on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right.
Definitely do.
And I think that's a lesson in life because people will see you a certain way, but their narrative doesn't have to be the real narrative.
Right.
You know,
That's
even
true.
though people have their own perspective of
Mhm.
you, you always know the true narrative, and you can't make people change their minds about you if they're not going to.
And so how do you clean that up? So let's say you need to though.
Well, that I think that's a challenging question.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to decide: is
It
this worth trying
Yes.
to clean up?
Yeah.
Do I even
I
bother?
agree.
Is it important enough for
Yeah.
me to even try to clean it up?
Mhm.
And if it's not, you just move on.
Right.
And I believe a lot of them go on these shows and stuff and they do this because they want to promote a business or whatever.
Absolutely.
But it, excuse me, very well can backfire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wonder how many people have been in the audience in Trust's
Mhm.
comedic shows
Mhm.
now as opposed to before she did this.
That's
So
right.
did she benefit from being on here or not?
Yeah.
Right?
I hope she did.
I hope she did
so,
too.
Yeah, I hope
didn't
she
get a fair
did.
shake. I hope she did. But
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't because there were a lot of men who indicated that they were interested in her, but because they did not pursue it further because she would not commit to having children.
Mhm.
I think some of that was an excuse. I think.
You think so?
I
You think
need
they
to vet-
lying?
They need to vet people, make sure that everybody type is accepted and wanted by somebody.
But I don't think they did a good job of
Yeah, they
making it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Nah.
they had. I don't think they had enough men on the cast to really bring interest to Tressa. I almost
Right.
feel like she came
Yeah,
in
Right.
Yeah.
already lowballed when she
Yeah,
came in.
because
the
there are
show.
some men who will only
Because-
date a nice full-figured woman.
Oh, yeah.
That's all they want.
Yeah.
So they didn't, they didn't have enough of those kind of men.
That's
That's
right.
true.
That's
Right.
right.
They didn't have enough of those
Yeah.
kind
I mean,
of.
there was only
That's
one
right.
of her.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
right.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it wasn't even out. The playing field already wasn't.
Yeah. 'Cause she was, when I first, I was like, she's interesting. She's probably the most fun, probably the most fun to hang out with. So you got to have somebody who's interested in first her body type. You want to see that first,
Yeah.
and then all the rest was there.
It was.
Yeah.
I think production did a lot of objectifying.
Wow.
Because I really do. Because if you look at all the men that they brought in, it seemed to fit the mold of what women are looking for. Either if you say the tall, dark, handsome body, all the guys had one or more of those things.
Right, that's right.
And so, did they bring in a diversity of men
No.
Right.
with with different body
No.
types? No, not at
No.
all. So then you're going to bring in Tressa when, like you all were saying, there are men who really
Yeah.
like full-figured women.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be that superficial production,
Mhm.
then be fair.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
the playing ground,
Right.
level the playing field. Let
Right.
bring in men who say, "Oh no, I like a full-figured body type."
Girl, you need some meat in your bones. I'm moving them pass you up. Excuse me.
Right.
Right.
Can you someone Mary just sent me that my mod.
So Kimberly Patterson says, do you think production and Tommy were trying to protect some cast members versus others?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Absolutely.
And then Natavia Garner, did anyone else notice Amber's body lingo with KG? I'm still wondering.
Like in what way?
Yeah.
Oh, near the end of the show when she just sat with her arms crossed. Yeah.
Well, even when the way he smiles at her, that energy was not given back. It's like when he's smiling at her, he's all in her eyes and everything, and she's just looking like, you know.
She sort of looks like I'm in control of this.
I'm in control. Like I got you. Like I'm the goddess. Okay. And he
when
was
you-
just like already sunken in her eyes, like you know.
I think that when you dating everybody on the cast,
Mhm.
Let us hear it, Auntie.
Amber.
Let us hear it.
you don't know how to look, so you just keep your eyes neutral.
Your eyes are neutral.
You know, you just be like,
What do neutral eyes look like?
But you know, she had a lot of
it's just a straight face.
No, Auntie, show them. You got to show them what neutral eyes look
Yeah,
like.
straight face.
Neutral eyes.
This is neutral. This is the neutral face when you're dating everybody on the cast. Your face looks like this. You know, you give everybody a little.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to dip your shoulder, and that's why she had that roadkill on
Okay.
the.
was it a snake or a roadkill? Because somebody was like, okay,
It was snake, but it was roadkill.
It was very snakish.
It was a
but
snake.
Maybe that was just her. That was her personality in the show. She was a snake.
She was a snake.
Oh.
She definitely represented. She wore what was on the
She was
inside.
exactly.
Ooh.
Because who would you? Who would
This
you?
fire. This fire.
Oh, but and then when you look at it, it was roped around the neck and down.
Wow.
Who would choose to wear that?
Because to me, it's pride. I think that
A snake
it
wearing a
represents
snake?
pride to me. I feel like because of the fact that he's been the one trying to puff up her goddessness and all of this, now she's trying to exude this, like what he's calling her. He's calling her this,
Yeah.
so it's
She's
like
embracing.
she's embracing it. It's so it's amplifying her pride. And that's a symbol of a snake,
But like
the
I-
lizard and all of that. You know, from a spiritual
Is
perspective.
that wrong?
But even if
No,
somebody
okay.
wanted to refer to me as a goddess,
call
I
my
would not
goddess.
I wouldn't
choose
wear
a
that.
snake
No.
as a garment to wear.
No.
I would wear something more queenish looking.
Right.
Not
you
a
like it. I mean,
snake.
you
She's
like
trying
it.
to
She
be
loved it.
not nothing that
So I mean, let's ask
Mm.
Miss Rara
What?
that question.
If your man wants to refer to you as a goddess, would you like that?
Did he put the emphasis on the S? The goddess.
That's how it is.
Why does it sound like a snake though?
Because they just said a snake wrapped around her neck.
No, I wouldn't. No,
You want like that?
no.
How would you tell him not to
I wanna
address you as
be-
a goddess?
I want to be a queen.
A
I want to
queen,
be.
that's
It's
Exactly.
a big difference.
It's a huge.
One
difference.
is one that's worshipped. I don't want to be worshipped.
Worshipped,
Right?
Mhm.
I want to be loved.
Love.
That's what the show was about, right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Rio.
And
Okay,
you
we
know
all
what
saw.
the thing about it is, on one of my things I put out there, what is a queen without a king?
Yeah.
She's a queen.
Right.
A queen stands alone and can
How
stand
about
alone.
On the
that?
chess
And
playing
they
field.
will.
Because
Okay.
KJ is not on the same level. They're not on
Yeah.
the same
Yeah,
level.
he's not-
She
they're not-
doesn't see him on the same
Chess not
level.
checkers.
Yeah, she's definitely playing chess with him.
Yes. He's playing checkers
And she's
and she's playing chess.
She's definitely
Wow.
playing chess.
They're not even on the same board.
And she made the move to get to the end. She made the chess
She did.
move to get to the
Yeah.
end. And remember, she is an attorney.
Yeah, so she's
Oh, yeah.
A DA.
A DA at that.
Okay.
So she knows
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
prosecute and
Yeah.
charge people.
Oh, yeah. And that's why she was in everybody's business.
Uh-huh.
She was stirring the pot.
Mhm.
Okay,
And she
she
gave
was
very
taking
neutral answers.
depositions.
Yeah.
Okay, she was interrogating anybody that sees something. She'd be like, "So did he?" You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In
Yes.
everybody's
Yes.
But she was
business.
pretty though. That's a big shot.
No, she was absolutely
She was gorgeous.
A
A gorgeous
No, we're not
doctor.
gonna take
Shallow.
away her.
Pretty.
beauty.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
she
we
was
think about,
beautiful.
though.
Yeah, let's get that
I'm just
correct.
being shallow.
She was beautiful.
Mm-mm.
She was beautiful. She just wore the wrong garment on the finale. That's all. But she was a beautiful.
But she's worn the
sister.
wrong garments a couple of
Several
days.
times.
It's been a couple of
Well,
days.
In my opinion, a few of the women wore the wrong garment.
Oh, absolutely.
And what they call sexy, most of us men don't think that it's sexy. It's a
Oh,
little
no?
more trashy than sexy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Example.
Yeah, we don't need almost see your
Can
nipple.
you give us an example of one of the women?
We don't know- I
Yeah,
don't know
give
which
us
one
one
it was,
example.
but
Who
I
was
think I
trashy?
think I saw some lip. I mean, her dress was up and I saw a little bit of lip, and I'm just
Oh,
playing.
that was Tanisha with the she was sitting on the couch. Yeah.
Bernicia had the body. She was a thick woman that was very nicely shaped.
Yeah.
Very thick.
Yeah, I want
frame.
my tummy tucked just like hers.
She looks great.
She looked great. I was like, she got the body. But yeah, that dress on that green.
Auntie, you a fool.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go.
I see you with the.
No, I want to, I want mine to, but go ahead. I just lost it a little bit. Go ahead, what would you say?
I done lost my train of thought now.
Any more questions from the
Somebody said Amber said the snakes before the snakes in the room.
Ooh.
Mm.
that was for her.
Hey.
That's what they said.
Well, she was the one who first came out and started asking people about the flaws. Remember
Right.
from the very first show? Well, what is your flaw? What is your
Rosemary.
flaw? Yeah, and I thought that's not a good question to ask. That's why that guy kept saying "mean girls," and I thought it was a dumb answer. But
Right.
at least, yeah.
So Jackie says, did you agree with AJ's mom when she scolded AJ for not paying for Kyra's first date? Yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
should correct him.
She should have corrected him. I have a son and I would correct him as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But is it
Did he say why
okay?
he didn't pay? Did he say why he didn't pay?
He never
He just
said.
ain't, he just ain't got no job.
No. He
Credit
did
card.
say in a past show.
Yes.
He did say it was something about his. Oh, I thought it was something with the
No, the
card.
card bounced.
The card. It was something with the card. He had
It
the
bounced,
wallet.
cracked,
The
snapped.
card didn't work.
Snap on them.
The card didn't work. Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
He had the wallet.
Insufficient funds.
The card.
So even if the card,
He was in the red. And he didn't have overdraft protection.
He should have made that up. He should have made it up to her. If you
Yeah, he
give it,
should have
I'll-
made it
I'll
up.
make that up.
Well, he tried to with the date.
When she-
When he
No,
had
with the
private
money she
room.
spent, not with another date, but give her the money that she paid for the first date.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
Pay her
Before you
back.
ask for a
Agreed.
second
Yeah,
date.
pay her
Right. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
The carnation of the card.
But he should have had that. He should have had that together for you.
Should know.
He knew he was going on
A
a
guy
date
that's on
with
his
her.
game.
But
You're gonna
Yeah.
make sure that car that you taking
That's
out
right.
that house is
That's
gonna work.
true.
That's
That's right.
that was a lame
Or
excuse.
enough cash.
That was a
Or enough
so-
cash.
Yeah.
How many ladies would foot the bill if that happened?
Mm.
Would you pay up?
He'd have been busting dishes. No, I think that no. Let me change my mind. Let me
Okay.
stop playing. If I went out on a date with somebody and he had credit card problems, of course I'll be praying for my discerner to kick in.
Yeah, you want to pray for design.
But I think that I would pay for it that one time,
Yeah.
bail him out, and see what he does later.
Right.
Yeah,
Depending on what he does later,
Right.
would
Would
dictate right.
About the
Sure.
next day,
Well,
she
not-
had to
But see,
money.
that's what we
And
don't
Yes,
together.
yes. A
We
man
have it
of
together.
a man of integrity
yeah.
would make sure
Would
that the
bounce
next
back.
day.
Next
I
day,
had
right.
my money.
Yeah.
And see, that's the part that we don't
We don't know
know.
that piece.
We don't know if there was even a after this because it never said if he tried to reach out to her to make the right wrong,
That's
or
right.
she never said if she just closed the
If he
door to
had
him
somebody
altogether.
with
She might have blocked him.
She might have blocked him after
Oh.
that. She might have said,
No, because
tried.
the girlfriends were saying that they were still seeing each other in town and stuff. They still was seeing each other at dates. I mean, bars and all kinds of stuff.
Okay, well then he could have easily walked
But
up and
he
tried
could
to
he
make
could
a
have
right
did the
or
right
wrong.
thing. He didn't do
but
the
make a
right
wrong
thing.
Right, yeah.
So his mama should have corrected him. Who was that?
His mother did correct
She
him.
did.
She did.
Okay.
She scolded him Johnny
She
on
sure
the
did.
spot.
Okay.
I was like, yes, mama.
She said
But
that
then it was
was
revealed that Kyra didn't have the best financial management either. Remember?
True.
Oh my gosh, her ex-boyfriend. He got on that TV, Zoom, whatever. He's just
Yeah, he embarrassed her,
He
but
was
he
like,
seemed like he was a bit of
her
a
financial responsibilities. So
Yeah,
me
y'all,
say with
I'm
the finance.
telling you, you know.
Kyra was
I
just
mean-
sitting there like,
No, he did.
But I think
Straight
a lot of
face.
people, both male and
Jason
female, are
on
not
that day?
financially responsible in their 20s and sometimes in their 30s and sometimes men in their 40s.
Okay.
They do not learn how to be fiscally responsible with
Right.
their money, right? So
That's true.
I wouldn't hold that against her. If somebody's my age and you coming and you broke and busted and
As a
disgusted,
bag
you
of
ain't got a
gas.
pocket and a window to throw it out of,
yeah.
no.
No.
And she did say she was, she admitted, she said, I haven't always been the most responsible, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
Yeah, and I
And
think
Everybody has
attorney?
financial problems.
Wow.
She's
and
an
I
attorney.
think that in each,
Mm.
I think that in
They don't always make a whole lot of
what that
money.
mean?
Don't matter what money
That's
you
right.
make, it's the
Exactly.
mindset. It don't matter the money you make, it's the
If she's
mindset.
working, how much you
It's
working
that
on it?
No, but just because it's an attorney, I just want to put that out
Well,
there.
no, I-
Yeah.
Well, how much
They
as an
don't always
attorney,
make a
how
lot
much
of
is you
money.
working on it?
And most of them have to pay
55.
back
But
those
again, it
daggone
don't
student
matter.
loans.
It only
It's
took
your
you
money or the
I'm not
correct
an attorney.
man.
It
If
took me
her
about 3
mindset
years.
is
She can
jacked
work for
up
7 to 8 years.
on financials,
She can get some better clients.
she could be a millionaire.
She could be a millionaire and still.
She could still be a
Be
millionaire and be
jacked
broke.
up.
But she's
Yeah.
but I'm from the point that she's working on it.
Look at how many stars we've seen go bankruptcy.
They're not
Because
working
of
on it.
bad.
But she said she's working
Bad
on it.
money
So now how long has she been working on
I
it?
see it. I see it.
Bad money management.
This is your live audience.
Oh, okay. This is my life. This is my people.
She should take a long time to work on it as an attorney. She shouldn't take not 7, 8, 9,
But
10,
Bishop
11
just,
years.
Bishop, did you hear what Bishop
She's
said?
working on that for 9, 10, 15, 20 years. You still working on it?
You
Could
gonna be
be.
working on them
But
student
she ain't the
loans.
one.
Yeah.
That's why.
You're gonna be working on them student loans.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be upwards of
that's not-
300,
That is
250,
Law school, all
300,000.
that.
So if you work on student loans, you don't get bad credit when you're paying your set amount timely. That don't give you bad credit. She has bad credit issues, right? Bad money management.
That's what he said?
I think that's what she said. Somebody said it, right?
No, she just said she's spending by expensive things.
That's
Like the
student loan.
Gucci
That's not
Uchis
student
and
loan.
stuff. I thought that's what was said.
I don't
That's
like
not
her
being a
anyway.
good steward over
Yeah,
your
that's not
finances.
being a good steward.
Right.
Right.
We say,
That's not being a
Good
good steward over your finances.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know what? Even in marriages, there's somebody who's stronger on one thing, and the other person needs help, right? Even in
Right.
marriages.
a little help is okay, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, not at this point.
So,
Not at this point.
Depends. We got another question.
Question.
well, a comment. Jody Smith said the bill was like
Jody.
$25.
How
And
much?
AJ said, AJ
He got
said,
$25 on a credit card.
Run.
she said, AJ said in one of his interviews that he did take Kyra out on another date after that moment to top golf and dinner. And he said he paid for everything.
But what about my $25?
If you don't have $25 on a credit card,
That's sad.
Yeah.
to take me out to
Like,
dinner, we should have
First of all, where are we going?
Right.
First of all, where are we going?
Find
That's
$25.
$25.
McDonald's.
They must have went to fast food. So I feel like if any,
like
but I
Applebee's.
also kind of, to me, I think that now that I heard that, to me, I think it's overboard. She made it seem like they went to Ruth Chris. If you just went to McDonald's and paid, and then he took you to Top Golf,
Right.
Top Golf is very expensive. So if he took you to Top Golf, that over exceeds what you paid
So
for
he
some
made up for it.
$25. Yes, he over.
But the
He
principle
overed it. I
of
get the first half of it, but I feel like she made it seem like it was more than just that. If it was just $25 at McDonald's,
Well, is that
so
good or
what?
bad?
But it
True,
could have been the
right?
way
That's
he
true.
carried it too, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's not what you do or what you. It's how you say it.
But if it's that, then they would. You said they hung out a couple of times, so now I'm gonna hold Kyra.
No, they didn't
accountable.
have. They after that
Jody
they didn't.
Okay, I thought you just said
What's
that
her
the
source?
friends.
Jody,
that
you
they-
made that up.
Friends, they were like in the same circle. That's what I mean, like in the same. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but I think that if he did take her out another time, and he recouped it, that first instance shouldn't even keep being. Why does that still keep
And it's
being
like
brought
she
up?
holding it over.
She held it over him like he
Yeah.
never made it
Yeah.
up. That's what I'm saying. He
Okay.
made it up to me. I don't know. I just see it different.
He
I
bounced back with the top.
Yeah.
So she's not interested.
And they never talked
She
about
wouldn't
that.
excuse.
They
Right.
never made that seem like he
Auntie,
made the
what's
background.
going on, Auntie? What's going on, Auntie?
Say hi to my people.
Hi, people.
Hi.
I think Jody made that $25 up. Jody, did you make that $25?
I hope so. 'Cause
Jody, you playing.
I don't know. I think that sometimes when you get a bad taste in your mouth, you just get a bad taste in your mouth. And somebody said somewhere in one of my comments, maybe she did that to be on Get Back with him.
but to go
That's
back out with him
evil. That's
again?
evil,
To
though.
date him on the show and to have him drag him along just
That's-
to be
Well,
on
you,
Get
but that's
Back.
why she still ended up with nothing.
And that's evil.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
Because
She clearly had no good intentions to me for him.
But did she,
She
want
was
it?
done
Did
at
she-
the 25.
She was done then. She
Jody
was
made that
done
number up,
then.
y'all.
She
Jody got
never.
$25. Why you do that, Jody?
Who?
She was
Jody.
done at the first date.
What's her last name, LB?
Jody Smith.
Jody
That was
Smith.
from the previous.
Where you get
This
this
question
from?
was-
Where your receipts, Jody?
so someone asked this: what is the difference between guy code and gentleman's club?
Go ahead, let's talk
Ah.
about it.
Yes, let's
That's
talk
another
about
question.
that.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, we're interested.
Now the women. Yeah, that's for y'all.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
go ahead.
Talk.
We're listening.
Men's in the background. I don't care.
Men's-
Come on. And the
Gentlemen's
camera.
club.
Gentlemen's club.
That's
And
We're
the name.
listening.
The gentleman's club is old school, so I don't know if they're talking about the gentleman's club, where things go on in the gentleman's club. That's different. Gentleman's club is where you go and you have your kind of male burlesque show kind of stuff going on. That's a gentleman's club. So I don't think you all are talking about gentleman's club.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're talking about something different. So the gentleman's lounge here on the show was something different. The gentleman's lounge is a space where Tommy created for the guys to just walk in and be themselves, be authentic, be vulnerable. And so he was saying to the guys, learn to create that even after the show. So that wasn't the gentleman's club. He was saying the gentleman's lounge.
Yeah.
So not a gentleman's club, but a gentleman's lounge. Yeah. And I think that's important, certainly from a male perspective, when we haven't always been taught and modeled to be completely emotional beings. And when we have been, it's within certain circles and certain settings and certain spaces. So I thought the vulnerability that even if production played with it just a little bit, I think production played on it just a lot. I mean, because we missed the backstory. All we saw was this, he helped me move. I help a whole lot of brothers move.
Right,
They
right.
don't start crying over
Right.
it. So I think they played up on that a lot, but I think guys can take from that. Listen, learn how to get strength from brothers. I think that's what he was promoting. Even though he used the word vulnerability, I think the big lesson is learn how to get strength from brothers. And that's what a gentleman's lounge, I think that they were trying to do. Yeah.
I think that Tommy did, and the show producers did have some good intentions. One of the things that I thought that they were trying to teach us as African Americans is how to respect the women.
Absolutely.
Even in having to tell the women that they were, not ready to love. Tommy and the producers,
Yes.
made sure that they stressed the fact that they wanted it to be respectful and wanted to have the women walk away feeling honored. You know what I mean? It's not. And then when he talked to Troy, Ron. He said, there was 30 different ways, that you could have said what you said to Alexis. But I think that because of a lot of us did not like her, we didn't care how you said it.
Is that the fly?
Yeah, that's the fly. But I think that this show did try to really stress being kind to one another, treating each other with respect, even when you have to say something that's difficult.
Yeah, good lesson. That's a good
So
lesson.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, that was a good lesson.
Yeah.
It was. Any more questions?
Let's see.
Who are the
It's a
two girls
question.
that had that real strong friendship and the men were a
Misha
little...
Allen, you see it?
Stacy and
Stacy
Chrysanthemum.
and Chrysanthemum.
So just something about that. And not that women shouldn't have that connection, but when you're out at a bar, most men are probably not going to approach just a group of women, especially when they're all over each other. So it's harder to make that approach. Not that y'all shouldn't have that kind of relationship, but most men just not going to walk up a table unless you're going to get the man who ain't working. Don't care nothing about what he look like. I'm going to say what he want to say, but most men are just not going to do that because they're just not going to do that. I'm not going like if you guys are out at the bar. I would kind of see you walking to get your coat or get a soda. Then I'm like, hey, how you doing?
That hasn't been my experience.
But that's not your experience. I'm just saying how that's why the guys had an issue with them always up on each other. So I'm not gonna break that up.
Nigga, they ain't want nobody snitch.
Not about that. No, I'm not gonna break that up because first of all, what did she shut me down? Now here I'm in front of your little girlfriend, because now you're gonna say more than you would say if your girlfriend wasn't there. Now I'm not feeling like a fool. But most of them are just not gonna just walk up in between that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It was intimidating for a man to try to come in that because they did have a strong bond.
And not that y'all can't have bonds like that, but if I'm not going to approach you like that at a bar if you're doing that.
And the reality is this: if both of you are beautiful, and you shut me down, I might go after you. But the two of you, if both of you together, I don't know what to do. But both of you separately, I got two chances. But both of you together, I only got one shot.
So that's a player's game. That's a player's game.
It is.
But if I saw two women and I tried to talk to LV, I'm not gonna try to now talk to Auntie because y'all together. I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna do that.
I just think that as a woman,
but Bishop talked about it earlier that that's what y'all do.
I'm
about to say.
I wouldn't do that. Not all men wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
85% will.
Yeah,
because you don't want the rejection.
I don't try to talk. That's nasty.
Okay.
This is your good girlfriend. I'm trying to talk to her. And
No, I'm saying if the
if I see you at a different time by yourself,
Okay.
maybe, but not that same night. Okay, you reject me. I'm gonna go talk to you.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah. I don't.
I'll see you 3 weeks from now.
She has something she wanted to say.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say that for me, if I heard a man say that, I think that comes off as him being intimidated by me, and that's a turn off. I wouldn't want to be with a man if I knew that if I knew that was his stance. I'm not. If a man is really into you, I think that he would still want to pursue you anyway, like no matter, because that boosts his ego too. So I just think that
I think there's some brothers who are definitely afraid of rejection.
No, but I know that. I know
But I'm
that
not
side.
into it 'cause I don't know
But I
you
know
yet.
that side. I know that. I understand that side. I have a lot of male friends, but I also feel, I don't know, for me, it's just, I don't know, I don't like the timidity. So I wouldn't want someone that's intimidated.
But no,
If
if I know you, I would come to the table and talk to you. But I don't know you. I'm meeting for the first time.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be a little more apprehensive to do that.
But you know what?
Observant.
Yeah.
But I understand men do that.
Yeah.
And I understand why, because the friend that is there, we're also examining the person that's coming to talk to our friend. So we'll have a lot of input and all of that. So I know that you
Because my ego's on my chest when I walk to you,
Yeah.
and I don't want my ego shot.
Right. But
And
women
then if
have
we're not-
egos
Or
too.
girlfriend like cock block, because he comes back to your girlfriend.
So I understand that.
That's true.
Block that.
I get it.
That might.
And we do that all the time. We do that. I just feel like
Confession.
That's true.
We do that all the time.
Confession.
That's so true.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
Okay.
I just
We
still
don't
think
have
that.
time for that. We
So-
too basic and simple. We have time for
Question.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
I get it.
Who's basic and simple, men? You all are extremely complicated.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't
and
do
we
it.
think the same about you. That's that whole comment you made earlier
Men
about
are from
Mars and
Mars.
Venus.
Yeah.
From Venus.
So we neither one probably.
There's
we need
definitely
to-
not
we
one
need to listen to each
structure
other a little
book.
bit more.
True. I agree.
Indeed.
I
Listen a little
agree.
bit more.
Now I do agree with that.
Indeed.
What's the
So
question?
Kimberly Patterson said, why didn't the show address the accountability of Alexis the way she shaded Chrysanthemum and Kyra?
Because they used to women being catty. They're used to us being catty and argumentative with each other. And you could see that throughout the whole entire time. That was something that they welcomed.
Yeah.
They like that.
Even when Carol
People
was
like that, though.
was having a conversation
People
with
like that.
Liz at the women's lounge, they welcomed that conversation. And then Amber, the DA, was fueling it. So I mean, it's just
It's the drama of the show.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Would the show
It's
be
the
as
booster.
interesting
Mhm.
if they
This-
didn't have it?
any
Right.
conflict, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Those people need to stay because they want people to continue to watch the
Because
show.
the men are not going to do that amongst each other, like y'all said before, but the women are going to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, men don't. And
Yeah.
and the thing about it is, what from my experiences, women find themselves in it. They go to blows.
Yeah.
Men are not going to sit and talk and be catty and they're going to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to protect their
stance.
yes, absolutely. They're going to knock somebody out.
That's what happened when the guys walked up and their exes were there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But it's because who are you? What are you doing here? And I got to so okay.
Yeah.
The guy who said, let's kind of de-escalate it. He said, I don't, what was that?
He said, I don't,
He said something about something about the alpha. He said,
I'm an alpha man. I don't know how to bring it
Yeah.
down.
Had nothing to do with that.
I don't know. Oh, he said, take the strength out the room.
Yeah.
He said, I'm an alpha man. I don't know
I don't know how to be weak.
Right.
I don't know how to be weak.
Yeah, and I was like, oh.
He wasn't asking to be weak. He wasn't asking to be
Yes,
weak.
baby.
No, that wasn't
He didn't turn on
I was not good. Listen.
I was like,
I would like to hear
Woo!
that.
So you got a man. I'm
As a woman, we want to feel
Yeah,
that was
Get it
fine, but
before
that
we
was
even
that
get
was
to
the
the
wrong time
car.
for that. So,
But it wasn't just for maybe the men, for like the male.
So,
I didn't say that.
that was the wrong time for. So I walked.
Oh my God, that's so
Me and you are
sexy. That is so
right?
sexy.
I walked and I see you with another man. I don't know who I'm walking into. You with another man. Now he's your old boyfriend. So are you about to tell me you about to leave me? You going back? I don't know what's going on. So I'm a man. So I'm gonna stand. Take a stand. And so now I feel like you coming at me too aggressive when I'm trying to find what's going on. So can we just break it down? So I won't give you what you're giving me. So let's just bring it down. I'm not asking you to be weak. Let's take all this energy out because it's not about. Let's find out what it is really about. Because I don't know. I'm just walking in here. Y'all have already had a conversation. So now he's being aggressive, and I don't know why he's coming at me. Break it down,
So would you have walked out like David did?
I would have.
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. Either we're gonna go to blows.
Yes.
Or I'm gonna walk
Yes,
out.
that's what I
Yeah.
said.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to go to blow.
Right, because you're not going to tell me this is my old boyfriend. He's like a brother. No, what I
Right.
heard you say is that's your old boyfriend.
That's your
Everything
ex.
else just stop.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it were your brother,
Right.
I may have been more inclined to take
Yes.
it. If it were your brother, your uncle, your father, somebody, but as soon as you said
Your
this is my
boyfriend.
ex, oh, my testosterone is up here.
Yeah.
Well, I know when the
Yeah.
other men didn't
Yeah.
have that same stance. So I mean, at first the rest
Because
of
Liz-
Liz
calm down.
positioned him
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
See, so when
Yes.
David walked in, he was already ready to just get up in David's
He was a
face.
gladiator.
Yeah, yeah. And he would have been on his back.
That could have been production
But I feel
too.
like as soon as
Yeah,
he
it
walked
was.
in, he
Not
walked
the
in.
bishop.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they should, because had they told them what they were walking into, it would have been totally
Yeah.
different.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I know
right.
some people
Because the
who have
other
a conversation. It would
That's what I'm saying. The other guys, some of them seem like they knew because they didn't give that energy.
Yeah, they seem
So
like they may
maybe-
have already knew
Yeah.
what was going to happen
I don't
before the brother, like the guys who Joel met
Joel and
Bernicia's
Father.
father.
no,
But
Joel's
y'all notice
boyfriend.
that
Yeah, Joel
Yeah.
met Phoenicia's father.
No, that was her ex-boyfriend at the table. You talking about
Okay.
when they met the exes?
The exes.
Oh, they
The
exes.
ex.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking family. Yeah. Okay.
So I have another question. Jackie K says, do you think Kyra and Jason was more intimate?
yes.
And why was she so upset with Jason? Kyra and Jason.
Well, any woman will be upset when you
She
don't
wanted to
feel,
string-
feel heard.
Oh, see.
But I do
See
think
her.
I
She
do
wanted
think they
to
were
string
more
them.
intimate.
But I think they were more
And
intimate.
she wanted to string them
Yeah,
along.
I
think they had sex with
A woman reacts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a woman
Yeah.
reacts like that emotionally when you.
Yeah, when you done drop the draw.
If
Yeah.
not, or they've had
Accidentally.
those
Accidentally
conversations.
drop
When you
the
slip
draw.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. That was
When you allegedly slip
when you
on it.
accidentally drop draw.
Or they've had those conversations.
You allegedly. You allegedly.
Just tip. You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
You
Allegedly. Allegedly. So yeah.
We need a T-shirt that say allegedly.
Okay. Some people now got it scrolling across their thing. Allegedly. How many more?
I don't see
So
it.
we're going to get ready and wrap this up. So we're going to ask you all to rate. Some of you all haven't seen the show. So when I point to you, to the people who are not on screen, rate this season individually of Ready to Love. Go.
B.
C.
B.
B.
Me? C.
B.
B.
So B. So if we average that, it would be a B. Right. What do we want to see next season? And will you be watching? Will you be watching the Ready to Love season?
Yes.
Yes.
It depends, Auntie. If you're going to review, I'll watch. If you're going to review, Auntie.
I will be
Oh, no, I ain't
committed
watching
to
it.
doing
I'm
a
gonna
review.
review.
Bishop, are you committed to?
I'd love to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So all of y'all, okay, what's on the screens? I think you can just what it says. What it
Sign in
says.
so you don't miss out.
Close it. Sign into what?
We
Got some
still-
mic. We all right.
We still-
So Bishop and I gonna walk up on the screen.
Yay!
And we're gonna end this.
You got to call Bishop if he out the screen.
So tall, y'all. He is completely off the screen. But we want to just thank you all. Come on, Bishop, let's lean in.
Uh-oh.
So much for being here. Bishop, I want to thank you for being the best co-host.
Oh,
Thank
Okay.
that is sweet.
Bishop did not have a clue when I first asked him to do what the show was. Initially, Bishop said, you know, in his Christian way, oh, hell to the no. You know, that's my way. But Bishop was like, I don't like this. I don't like this show at all.
Look at this.
But since you've been doing it, how you feel about it, Bishop?
You know, I have to be honest. I enjoy not having to share my opinion,
Oh, okay.
but and the challenge for me is sharing my opinion about people that we don't get a chance to get to know a whole lot about. So sometimes you want to be careful about how you share your opinion, and that's how I've always been. But I've enjoyed seeing the dynamics. I've enjoyed seeing the growth. I've definitely enjoyed your audience, and I've extremely enjoyed co-hosting with you.
So we are going to roll out of here. I want to thank those two ladies at the end for doing my makeup and my glam. Sharing some pictures with you all about the whole look, because you haven't been able to see the whole looks of either Bishop
You all
or
can't
I.
see her shoes. Her shoes.
Yes. Come on, shoes.
Auntie Cam.
Okay, and so we're going to be sharing some of those pics and stuff with you all, and also our guests, the setup. We have a bartender over here on the side. He's doing a phenomenal. And you know what? I'm not going to be mad if any of the other content creators take this and do this. This is the first time I've ever seen a live studio audience. And so if you take this concept and you run with it, have fun with it, and hopefully next season, because it's going to be in DC, we'll be able to do this again. I just want to thank everybody, and I sincerely want to thank J Song for you.
Yes.
For opening up this home. Being so hospitable. Doing everything. Do you hear me? And when he calls and tells you to do something, bitch, you just do it.
Okay. Right.
You show up and you just do it.
Exactly.
It's his whole entire heart and
Yes.
soul to it. Like everything. He goes balls to the wall. And you have no other choice. You have no
You dumb.
but to say thank you.
All right, thanks.
Put him on the board. Because I'm gonna tell you, by the time you finish, your ass is over. I mean, he doesn't do anything that he, won't ask you to do. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna go out, and I'm going to have J Song for you and my girl Rafia. Okay, I'm gonna have them to sing the whole entire Auntie.
You got it ready?
So if you can cue that in.
Cue it in.
But before they do that, Auntie, can I just admonish your nieces and nephews? Don't forget the nuggets that you've dropped, and I've said this throughout the season. Yeah, well, I guess us together, but don't let the whole season go by. And we've had fun doing this, but I think we've had some serious moments that we all can learn from. So grab onto those nuggets. You know, if you are looking for love, ready to love, grab those nuggets and let them be real for you. So while we've had fun, at least we've dropped a few series.
Absolutely. Bishop got to always wrap it up and clean up behind. I that was a clean up.
But when she wears these earrings, I don't know what she's gonna give.
Oh, that was a clean up. Okay, hey, y'all didn't get it. So do y'all have the song queued? Okay.
Yeah.
So Bishop, if you could take care of that, so when the song is finished, you can close us out. So we're gonna go out with them singing the aunties that write songs.
All right.
Wait a minute. Start over.
In 1 minute.
Is it connected? Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Woo!
Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask them, are they okay when this ends?
Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, I'll do it.
Here we go. Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Yeah. Everybody needs.
And the roof.
Everybody needs. Yeah. A sweet old auntie. Yeah.
Get yourself